Alrighty, so today we need to talk about Golden Week and the banners in specific. Now, the first thing I want to show you guys is in the data download, as this is a dual Dokkan fest. What they like to do is funky little animations for the banners. So we now have both of the Golden Week banners here, and some interesting stuff, I would say, in terms of like whether or not you should be summoning. We'll do a video later on that when the banners are actually live in game. So what we're going to do today is talk about the banners when they go live, and then we're going to try and predict who else is going to be on the banner. So let me know down below who you guys think is going to be on the banner, if you are going to be summoning on this banner and all of that fun stuff in the comment section below. How many stones do you have? What do you think of the characters? All of that stuff I want to hear from you. And if you do enjoy today's video, don't forget to smack a like on the button and also subscribe if you are new so you don't miss out on any Dokkan content. So with that being said, let's start with the first banner. So for those of you who have not been up to date, let's just quickly talk about who we could see on the front. And this is 5 of the potential featured units. There are obviously going to be more, but starting right off the bat, not the greatest lineup of all time here, but some very good characters, right? This Kaioken Blue Goku is going to be fine. This Super Easy A Kaioken Blue Goku looks decent. This Piccolo, right? And then we also have Glorio and then Int Fat Boo. So you guys know the previous year's release is always going to be on the next year's version of the Golden Week banner. So the Daima units making a very quick turnaround if you are somebody who coined Glorio when he came back. In the Daima Vegeta banner, we talked about that, right? Where it was kind of like you are running the risk of him coming back in literally like a month. And lo and behold, they did end up doing that because if you guys don't know, the Golden Week slot usually does introduce the return of the New Year's units. So we now have these guys coming to the banner. So that is very helpful. And I think if you want to coin Glorio or Goku Mini, this is not a bad time to do so. Because we don't know who else is going to be on the banner just yet. So that is one of the purposes of this video. We are going to actually be predicting who else is going to be on this banner. So you guys can see here, Int Fat Boo still has his usages. You guys know how much of a niche character this is. He's kind of a cult classic, if you will, in terms of like what you're able to do with him. They talk about how he's optimized when he's level 1 because all you're doing is trying to have him die so that way he can revive and get the Ghost Usher. So battle hard formidable foes. This is one of the best characters in the game, so it's nice to have that. So this is the Goku banner, definitely going to be the more exciting of the two. You see this art right here, and then you see Hit, and you're probably more inclined to summon on this character. It's just natural how they want you to do these things. So looking at the Hit banner over here, you guys can see a much different vibe. We have Magetta over here, and then Kale and Caulifla. So we did have confirmation on Twitter that this guy is coming, right? The Super Easy A for him. Then with Kale and Caulifla, they are a little bit TBD still, but this is more than likely going to be, meaning that they're going to get their Easy A because Hit has Universe 6 buffs, and we'll pull up Universe 6 here in a little bit. That category is definitely not the best. So who else is on the banner? Hit, the man himself, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and then Super Saiyan Goku Mini. So very good lineup here from this portion, right? So we kind of do the outline of Hit with my cursor. We get rid of this side, and you're like, yeah, this is pretty good looking, right? And then Kale and Caulifla gonna get an Easy A more than likely during this celebration. So this is TBD. So if you pull them and you don't have them yet, that's a W because they have not Easy A'd yet. And then this Magetta is Magetta, right? The art is really funny. I really like this art. You know, he's my boy's he's sipping on the whatever he's sipping on, his little lava there. So that is going to be pretty cool. So these are the banners so far. Now what we need to do is pull up last year's banners and kind of predict who else is going to be on them. So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, so quickly, I guess we could talk about this. These characters are coming out in a little bit over 24 hours from now. I'll be uploading this as soon as it is done recording. So in the next, so basically in 26 hours from when you guys are seeing this video is when these guys are going to be live. We'll do the Should You Summon video and all of that fun stuff when the banners are live. But this is when they are going to be coming out at midnight Eastern time. So take whatever your time zone is. 12 a.m. EDT, take that to your time zone. That is when they come out. This is what we are looking like right here. And then the Easy A for our boy Kaioken Blue Goku is going to be on May 1st. So that is the exact time. Now, what we need to do is go over to the global banners. And what I like to do with this is filter it by stones. We got to go back quite a bit. What if we do like 30 pages? Did we go too far? Yeah, we go way too far. Let's go to page 17. You just kind of got to guess at these things, right? So while I'm talking to you here, we go to the Golden Week banner. How are we going to be looking, right? When we compare this banner to this banner, right? We'll use the Goku banner for an example. So we have the previous year's Golden Week character, which is right here. And then we have the New Year's character from the year before. This is actually kind of an awkward time because Global actually ended up getting Dragon Fist a little bit. Was it before Golden Week? I'm pretty sure it was, right? I want to say it was. Yeah, so Global ended up getting Dragon Fist last year. So that did make things a little bit more awkward. But we could still, why can't I go back? What is happening here? Why can't I go back? What is up with this website? Come on, give me my Golden Week banners. This is a mess. Give me my Golden Week banner. Okay, so again, so the New Year spot, right? The previous New Year, I guess. So this is where Fat Boo is, the previous year's installment, and then the previous year is for Glorio. So we already have that taken care of. Or this is for Fat Boo, and then this is for Glorio. Now we need to look at previous year's Dokkan Fests, right? How do these things relate? Well, we're talking about Universe Survival Saga. The TUR that could be over here would potentially be another Universe Survival Saga TUR. It's tough to say which one this is going to be, right? Because there's just a lot going on in terms of the Universe Survival Saga. When we look at this over here, like what TURs potentially could we see? Maybe Kale makes a return on this banner because she's Universe 6. Maybe Topo finds his way on this banner, right? The LRs, we don't need to worry about those, I don't think. So that kind of narrows it down a bit. Maybe Golden Frieza ends up on one of these two banners. I think that would make a lot of sense because he could potentially get his EZA to stay within the Universe Survival Saga. Tournament participants, all of that fun stuff. I think he could end up fitting the mold pretty well for what we're looking for with these banners. So I do like the odds of them, both of them being on these banners. So Kefla and Universe with Kefla, Topo, and our boy Golden Frieza. I think it'd easily be on both of these banners across the board. So that's kind of where we're going to stay related, right? Where this could be Topo, this could be Kefla, or this could be Kale, excuse me. And then we already have the rest of this sort of figured out, right? Where we have all of these banners right here. So this is going to be a 7 featured unit banner. Depending on if they throw an LR on here, it could potentially be 8. But that is what I am expecting for this specific portion of the banner. Now, when we look over here at the Majin Buu side of things, this is where it gets a little bit trickier, right? Because over here, we have the new banner units. This is going to be Magetta. This is going to be Hit. This is going to be Daima Goku. And then who was the last character on here? It was Daima Goku Super Saiyan 3. So if we go over here, this is going to be Super Saiyan 3 Goku. So that's already 4 of the characters taken out of the way right here. Then we just need to figure out the next 3-4 featured units. I think Orange Piccolo could potentially return. And then we would just need a counterpart over here, right? Like who would be related to the Universe Survival Saga that could potentially be on this banner, who could be on tournament participants. I think that would be another way that you could take a look at this and kind of get an idea of who else would be on the banner. So if we go to tournament participants, we could just take a potential look, right? Like who hasn't been on a banner recently, right? That is where you have to look because we already talked about Kale. Maybe potentially we see the Golden Week units from the year before. So like we see Ma Junior and 23rd World Tournament Goku. I could definitely see them ending up on banners here just because that would not need to be done, but it's definitely something I could see happening because Cell and Goku and Gohan already sort of got their EZA and appeared on a banner recently. So that is sort of what we are looking at right now in terms of the summons. Now, this will kind of be a bonus for those of you who are still here. I'll quickly answer the question on whether or not you should be summoning. I think that context is really important here when we talk about who is going to be part of the, or what is going on with Dokkan right now, right? A lot of people are complaining about how dry the game is and how bored they are and they want something to do. I think this would be an opportunity for you to get into the game and have something to do. But with that being said, I think you need to be careful when you're thinking about if you should be summoning. When we just compare the value of this banner compared to what we are going to be seeing in about 2 months with Tanabata, it makes it tough, right? Because if we go to page 9 here, and then we look at this banner, I would imagine that a lot of you guys would probably be looking more forward to this. So theoretically, this is LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku right here in this spot. And then we have LR UI Goku on this banner. And then you've also got like LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku on the banner, right? Some hype TURs and stuff like that. This is definitely going to be a more exciting version of the banners that you should be summoning on because this is going to be introducing a more premium character being a Dokkan Festival exclusive LR. But if you're somebody that's really bored with the game, wants something to do, wants new characters to use, I think this Hit and Kaioken Goku are fine. And overall, I think you can get away with summoning. But again, it is going to come down to a case-to-case scenario. If you had to ask me, like, if it's like just a hard yes or a hard no, I'd say no. But if you are someone who wants to summon, I'm not going to say it's like a horrible decision. So Let me know down below what your guys' plans are. Who do you think is going to be on these banners? What are you going to be doing with them? Are you going to be summoning? Are you going to be skipping? Are you excited for Hit? Are you excited for Kaioken and Goku and all of that fun stuff in the comment section below? Thank you guys for watching. I hope you did enjoy this one. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you were new, and I'll see you all in the next one.